Back in Black, AC/DC, one of the most iconic records of all time as far as rock and roll is concerned. We're going to do side A, we're going to do side B. Right now we're going to do side A, and I'm going to do this as fast as possible. I don't want to bore you with a bunch of bullshit about Angus Young and Malcolm Young. I mean, you can do all that stuff on your own. If you like AC/DC, you know what the two brothers did. It's pretty iconic. What I want to do is I want to try to show you as many of the riffs as possible, and I don't want to bore you with it, so I want to get right into it. Side A, Hell's Bells, and bottom line is, real quick note, what I want you to do is basically what it takes to do this record is your basic SG, okay? Followed by straight in to a Marshall amplifier, except no substitute, okay? It is the sound of rock, it's not a joke, okay? Do yourself a favor, take every pedal that you've ever bought and throw it out your front door, all right? And plug your guitar straight into a tube amplifier. I don't care what it is, just so long as it's tube. And then learn how to play, okay? That's where you start. If you want the sound of rock, that's where you go. Okay, anyway, let's get beyond that, and I can do a whole tutorial about throwing all of your garbage pedals right out the front door, but I'm not gonna do that right now. We're gonna go right into Hell's Bells. Okay, so here's the deal. Dynamics is a huge part of AC/DC, and rolling your volume knob down and learning when to play with less gain is the key here. This is why, hence, straight in from a straight up good guitar into a great tube amplifier is where you're gonna find your tone. That's where they found their tone. It was JTM 45s, and then they probably went to SLP 59s, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. Basically, it's Marshall tone with a Gibson guitar. The SG is the quintessential guitar for this tone. So anyway, enough about all that. All right, we're gonna go right back into it. I hate to keep talking about it. I love to talk about guitars. I love to talk about tone. But anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the actual song. So, Hell's Bells, start off, side A, quintessential is great. I like to start off with a little bit of the tone or the volume rolled off a little bit. So here's the guitar riff, it's out of A. That's basically it. That's simple as it gets. Yes, it does get a little bit more complicated after that, but you should be able to figure out the riff after that. The chords are very, very simple, and that's just the tone. I wanted to show that to you. That's the best part of the whole riff, and basically that's the entire song. We're gonna move on. Shoot to Thrill starts out of A. There's a little toggle that goes on with C to D to A, and I will show you that. And it starts off like this. So it's G to D to C to A. So check it out. That's basically the simple riff. Shoot to Thrill, super fun. It's a sweet, sweet, cool riff. And I'll even go to the chorus for you. So it's... That's C to D. The E riff. You drone on the low E, and then you hit that whole fret of 12th fret right there. walk up there. Did you see that? Okay, simple. Simple walk up to A. But here's the bonus riff. When they kill it down, they get all dynamic and everything, and this is a really complex song. Probably one of the most complex songs on side A. So here we go. We're gonna go right into E. So this is when they all break it down. We do this. Toggle it. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple. I showed you that. So anyway, let's go into what do you do for money, honey? I know there's so much going on here and there's a lot going on. I'm trying to speed it up. It's side A only and there's so much going on. You got to dig it. So here it is. What do you do for money, honey? So here it is. Ready? D-A. All right? So now I'm going to walk you through the riff of the verse. It's pretty simple. A little bit more power 5 chords. If you don't know what that is, look it up. All right? So here's the actual verse. Simple. Everything else around this, you'll be able to figure it out. You've heard all the chords. You'll figure it out. I have faith in you. You're good. All right? Here we go. Giving the Dog a Bone. All right? Great song. Holy crap. It's the 4th song of the record, and we've got all these riffs going on. It's amazing. So here it is. It's a toggle out of A. Are you ready? Here you go. Toggling and hammering on and pulling off of the C and the D on the A string. Pretty simple. And playing the A all the way over top of that. That's what's really cool about this. And then when they get to the chorus, it's just the same figure in E. Exactly the same figure as the toggling, but it's basically the same. Just follow the lyrics the way they sing it. Pretty much the same. E to the G to the A to the G, and it's pretty simple. And that's it, man. You can follow it from there on. All right, here we go. It's one of the more dynamic songs of the record, and it's the last song on side A. Let Me Put My Love Into You. This is a unique song, and I would play it so many different ways, depending on the band that I was playing it with. If my band was super dynamic, I would play it dynamic. If my band was a little bit more harsh and didn't know how to play the song, or my drummer couldn't tame things down, I'd probably get a little bit more aggressive. But bottom line is, AC/DC was a very dynamic band, and they wanted to create dynamics and subtleties in their music. They had loud amplifiers. They were known as a loud band, but the bottom line was they were impressed by what they could do with their amplifiers. Not only that, they wanted to calm their sound down. They wanted to be that band. They wanted to be known as diverse. And this was one of those songs that they could do that with. They weren't a ballad type band, but this was one of those songs where they could be dynamic and they could show their dynamics. And it was pretty interesting. I hybrid picked this song. A lot of guys may want to hybrid pick this song or want to play it with a pick, it's okay either way you want to do it. But when you're straight into an amplifier and it's really loud volume, I would suggest rolling down your volume knob and playing with your fingers. The hybrid pick, this is where your dynamics really can show off. Later on in the song, you can obviously tell they're playing with a pick and maybe their fingers at the same time, and it gets dynamic and it's cool. It's up to your discretion. I would think that you'd listen to the song a lot and understand where they're coming from. I'll try to do my best, and I'll show you what I like to do. Obviously, it would depend on how loud the band is, but I would show you what I like to do. And I like to roll my volume knob down a little bit to start the song. And these are inverted chords. Basically, the inverted chords are from D to kind of an E to a D to an A. They're inverted chords. It's interesting to note this because this is something that regular rock doesn't explore very often. So what you do is instead of playing power fives, like what would be a power 5 D, you just invert your fingers so that your root note would be the E, and you invert your finger beyond that for the 5. And so beyond that, that's your inverted chord. That may be a revelation to some, but the bottom line is it's pretty simple, and they've been doing it for a long time, even way back in the jazz days. So if you want to do that, experiment with it, but this is a great song to be introductory to the inverted chords. So anyway, what we're doing is inverted chords, and we're toggling off of our E, and then an A. Okay, and then that's basically the song, and it gets louder after that. They roll their volume knobs up, they're playing with the pick, it gets a little bit more intense. The chorus is way more intense, and it is basically revolves around a riff that is out of A, and it's kind of intricate. It's kind of one of those things that is hard to pull off at times, depending on the type of gain or hand articulation you have at the time. I have a hard time pulling it off myself, only because I've only played it a little bit, but I'm going to show you the best way I can. So it starts with A, or actually E, sorry. It goes, don't you struggle. So when he plays the E, now start on G, you're going to start with it, you're going to slide up into that formation, which is basically a D formation, and then you're going to toggle out of it. It's kind of one of these things. So let's try it again one more time. E. Then we're going to start with our G. Start with the G again. Played it like shit right there because I always play it shitty when I'm trying to play it really slow. But anyway, that's the toggle off of that, and that's really interesting. So let's try to play it at speed. That's basically it. I know I played some of those notes really shitty and some of those chords really shitty, but anyway, the bottom line is, what really is important here is your execution and the tone, and work for the tone. I always say that the best way to get around it is get the best tone that you possibly can. Get the best guitar for the actual tone that you possibly can. Whatever tone you're going for, get that guitar, get that amplifier. That's gonna cut down all the bullshit, okay? It's gonna help you get to that place that you wanna go to. I know I didn't play some of this stuff the best that I possibly could have, but bottom line is I haven't played this record in 20 years. Anyway, but bottom line is it was cool and it was fun. So I hope you got something out of it, and stay tuned for side B, because I hope to play it a whole hell of a lot better than I did side A. But anyway, thank you, and we're gonna do AC/DC Back in Black, side B coming up.